In today's news, calls for uplifting budget proposals to drive economic recovery. Former Deputy Premier urges government to prioritize workers' welfare. Imposing limits and card fees are violations. Deputy Speaker calls on Premier to get help with the Virgin Islands finances. Over some 700 public officers honored at recent recognition ceremony. The new #1 release in obstetrics and gynecological comes out of the Virgin Islands, and it's on Amazon. CCT's second annual Christmas extravaganza is set for this weekend. AUDAIN represents TCI at Caribbean Talented Teen, and Caribbean Airlines reintroduces Kingston to Fort Lauderdale route. We have the details of this and so much more, both on the local and regional scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man, forget you.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Thursday, December 19th, 2024. I'm Ron Grant bringing you all the latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands as well as across the region. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Thursday's wish to each and every one of you. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, 6th District Representative, the Honorable Myron V. Walwyn, has strongly criticized the 2025 budget presented by Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natayo D. Wheatley, describing it as, and I quote, nothing but pure sorrow. Walwyn's sharp remarks came during the budget debate in the House of Assembly on Wednesday, where he lambasted the government on what he sees as a lack of effective planning and budgeting to address the needs of the Virgin Islands. Walwyn argued that the territory could benefit from emulating other successful leaders in the Caribbean region who have delivered more uplifting and impactful budget proposals.
When you come with a budget speech, and if you listen, Madam Speaker, pick all of us, even though we are elected officials, we are all students of politics. And we must continue to be students because that is how you learn how to be better at what you do. And so to be better at what you do, at times you have to look at what other countries are doing. Look at other leaders who may deliver their budget speeches and do various things and get your inspiration from there. A budget speech is supposed to engender hope. You should be anxious to hear what is in the budget speech because you want to see what is going to happen in the following year to make life better for you and your children. You hear some of the budget speeches from people like Ralph Gonzalez and Mia Motley and other good Caribbean leaders. When you hear them Lego their packages for their people, Madam Speaker, there's nothing but pure joy. And when you hear the one that came from the Premier, it's nothing but pure sorrow. He has not told us, there's nothing in there for the people in that budget.
He expressed alarm after reviewing the budget, stating that it offers no meaningful support for residents or businesses.
I was concerned before. I know there are other members on the opposition who are equally concerned, who have signaled their concerns for the financial health of the territory. And looking at the budget and even hearing the budget speech, those concerns have not been allayed. As a matter of fact, they have been exacerbated. Madam Speaker, we have an economy where families are struggling. The ordinary folks in this country are having a very difficult time to make ends meet. The high cost of living continues to spiral out of control. Grocery shopping, rent, and all the other things, with no structured plan in place, Madam Speaker, as to how those issues are going to be addressed. Businesses are struggling to keep their doors open. Many of the small businesses, we know small businesses are the engine of the economy, and they are having a very difficult time, Madam Speaker.
Walwyn also highlighted the growing economic disparity in the Virgin Islands, emphasizing the struggles of the middle class. He warned that many are being pushed into poverty while the wealthy continue to thrive.
The culmination of all of this is almost a systemic disappearance of the middle class of this country, where people who used to live a decent, buoyant life are now finding themselves having grave difficulties living. And those people who continue to make the money are the ones who had money all the time. So the gap is getting wider and wider. The middle class is falling into the lower class falling in the gutter. And those who had money before continue to be the ones who can avail themselves of opportunities because they have the financial backing. That cannot be the country that we want to develop, because that was not the history, or it's not the history of the Virgin Islands.
Honorable Walwyn's critique highlights the need for a more robust and optimistic approach to budgeting that prioritizes economic growth and provides tangible benefits to all Virgin Islanders. Territorial At-Large Representative, the Honorable Lorna G. Smith OBE, has strongly criticized the government's decision to postpone the long-promised minimum wage increase, describing the delay, and I quote, as immoral. Speaking during the 2025 budget debate in the House of Assembly on Wednesday, December 18th, Smith urged the government to prioritize workers' welfare and fulfill its commitment to raising the minimum wage. The increase, which would raise the hourly wage from $6 to $8.50, was initially scheduled to take effect on November 30th, 2024. However, just 2 days after the scheduled implementation, the government announced a delay, citing an, I quote, unspecified policy decision.
But, Madam Speaker, a full 2 days after the minimum wage was to take effect, this was around the 3rd of December, an announcement was made that the minimum wage increase would be postponed until next year due to, quote unquote, a policy decision. No other explanation. Madam Speaker, in the words of those who needed that increase most, this was nothing short of immoral. Others called it stronger words, but I will say with the immoral.
Smith, who previously served as the Deputy Premier and Minister for Labor, Trade and Financial Services, expressed dismay over the abrupt delay, noting that all preparations for the increase had been completed under her leadership.
Madam Speaker, all of the preparations were made in keeping with the Labor Code. I can attest that I personally met, together with the staff and the ministry at the time that I headed, with all of the major supermarkets to make all the requisite preparations to bring that labor code, the minimum wage into effect.
Smith called on Premier Dr. the Honorable Natayo D. Wheatley to take immediate action to implement the wage increase.
Madam Speaker, the minister is not in the room, but I call on him to put workers of the British Virgin Islands in a place where they can earn a decent wage that will allow them to live a decent life. I repeat, if he's listening, Madam Speaker, that he must bring this minimum wage into effect to allow the people of this country to be able to live a decent life.
Moving right along, as the holiday shopping season approaches, the BVI Banking Association has issued an important reminder to merchants regarding the compliance with payment regulations. Specifically, the association highlighted that imposing a minimum spending requirement for card transactions or charging additional fees for card payments is a violation of both merchant agreements with banks and the regulations sent by global payment networks, Visa and MasterCard. In a statement, the association urged all merchants to cease these practices immediately to ensure compliance. Merchants who have questions or need further clarification are being encouraged to contact their respective financial institutions directly. The reminder comes at a critical time when the holiday season drives increased consumer spending, and adherence to these regulations ensures a fair and smooth shopping experience for customers. The BVI Bank Association extended its holiday greetings, stating, and I quote, "Happy holidays from the BVI Bank Association. This call for compliance underscores the importance of maintaining transparency and fairness in the territory's retail and service sectors during the business holiday season. However, it is still unclear that for merchants who do not adhere to this practice, what exactly will be the penalty?" Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Pop the Balloon or Find the Connection. Let's meet our first contender, ladies. Okay, Joey, so do you have any toxic traits?
I'm very restrictive. I don't give more time. What you get is what you get. I don't like to give unlimited time. That's it.
Okay, can you tell us why you popped your balloon?
That's a little too restricted for me.
Thank you for coming. Okay, ladies, so let's meet our second contender.
Sorry, excuse me. Why did you pop a balloon? I could give you minutes, data, unlimited call, overseas call, fiber. What else you need?
My friend used to date you. You are scam. She used to be for everything and more. Nothing to offer.
Okay, ladies, let's welcome our last contender. You look nice. Can you tell us your name?
Thank you. My name is Christian Charles Thomas. They call me C Sweetie.
What do you have to offer these ladies?
Well, security, trust, unlimited time, and a pretty fast.
Okay, so do you have any deal breakers?
Nah, but here's my number. 444-4444. Y tú, vida ilimitada.
Okay, guys, so no pop balloons.
For a fast, reliable, and secure connection for your personal or business life, call us at 444-4444 or visit any of our CCT stores and we'll get you connected with the perfect match for you.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Moving right along on the local scene, Territorial At-Large Representative, the Honorable Stacey Mathar, during the debate session of the most recent budget address by the Premier of the Virgin Islands, spoke about the lack of fiscal planning taking place under the Wheatley-led administration. Mathar said the government has money, yet seems to be wanting to save it instead of using it for the good of the country. He also begged the Premier to get help with the finances of the territory.
Where you have a weakness, you ask for help. So, Madam Speaker, I ask your forgiveness, your indulgence, if I can read from some of the notes that I have here. Madam Speaker, I questioned when we discuss finance and the trajectory of the country, why we don't reach out to people in the private sector and just ask for a little input, because we have some bright minds out there. I don't think the 13 in here and all of the public officers who are hardworking, yes, I'm talking about them, not us, that they cannot take an idea or even a criticism. Madam Speaker, I got some notes here from some learned minds. Now, when you look at the mid-year fiscal report, it demonstrates a significant slowdown in the growth in 2024 in comparison to 2023. We have a projected decline in our GDP for 2024. Now, members, Madam Speaker, as I said, I went around in the community to see what businesses are saying. And the season has started off slow. If there's any member in this house that can get up and say that within their district or their community, the majority of the small businesses are saying it's been a great year, I don't know if that would be an honest statement. Madam Speaker, when we talk about tourism, and Honorable Waldwin talked about it, we have increase in numbers of financial services is largely stable. And there's significant delays, however, in our projects when it comes to public project implementation. There's a lady sitting over here right now, Madam Speaker. I remember when she was over there, she said that there was an implementation problem. Seems like it still continues.
Honorable Mather also spoke about the struggle of small businesses within the Virgin Islands and urged the government to speak and interact with the businesses to understand their plight.
Madam Speaker, there's a contradiction when you have money to spend, but you can't spend it, and then the people in the territory don't have the money, but they wish they had it to spend. Madam Speaker, I have not in my life came to a point where I have money and I can't figure out how to spend it unless I try and save it. So I have to believe the government is on a mission to save.
Additionally, he also bemoaned the lack of a tourism plan by the Premier in order to see an increase in overnight visitors and increase revenue from the tourism product.
If we don't up our overnight visitors, what are we really celebrating? And I know the Premier knows this because he said it. And I know Honorable Walwyn said, give us a tourism plan. And the Premier says yes. So, Madam Speaker, hopeful. Maybe 2025, maybe 2026, maybe 2027. We're going to see this.
More than 700 public officers were celebrated for their commitment and service during the recent Public Service Employee Recognition Ceremony held as part of the Public Service Week in November. The event, jointly organized by the Office of the Deputy Governor and the Department of Human Resources, acknowledged employees who have served 10, 20, and 30 years with certificates and tokens of appreciation. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Deputy Premier, Mrs. Charlene Dabrio-Letsom, highlighted the vital role of the public officers in the development of the Virgin Islands. She said, and I quote, "Every time you clock into work, every stroke of pen, every day you turn your computer on, and every meeting lays the blocks for the development of these Virgin Islands we envision." She expressed heartfelt thanks for the officers' contributions, stating, and I quote, "On behalf of a grateful nation, I say thank you for your sacrifices, brilliance, and incomparable dedication. You are beyond appreciated." The ceremony also featured congratulatory remarks from His Excellency the Governor, Mr. Daniel Pruce, along with Deputy Governor of the Virgin Islands, Mr. David D. Archer Jr. Both officials expressed profound gratitude to public officers for their enduring dedication, particularly during the challenging times we are presently in. This year's recognition ceremony also highlighted the significant commitment displayed by public officers and underscored their importance to the advancement of these Virgin Islands. The event also served as an opportunity to collectively honor the contributions of employees who have dedicated decades of service to our beloved territory. The ceremony reaffirmed the public service's appreciation for its workforce and its commitments, to fostering excellence, resilience, and progress within these Virgin Islands. Former legislator and obstetrician has achieved international recognition with the release of his book, Walk in Faith and Medicine, Daily Lessons and Insights from a Doctor's Handwritten Journal. That is, the one and only Dr. Kedrick Pickering, who published his book on December 12, 2024. A 139-page Kindle edition has quickly become the #1 new release in obstetrics and gynecology on Amazon, earning Dr. Pickering a place among Amazon's international bestsellers. Walk in Faith and Medicine provides readers with a deeply personal account of Dr. Pickering's tenure as the only obstetrician and gynecologist within the British Virgin Islands for nearly a decade. The book intricately weaves his medical experiences with his spiritual reflections, offering profound insights into the challenges of practicing medicine in a setting where resources were often limited, but faith and resilience were abundant. Through heartfelt anecdotes, Dr. Pickering recounts the joys and struggles of his career, from the miracle of delivering life under difficult circumstances to the strength he found in spirituality when faced with adversity. Each chapter sheds light on the delicate balance between clinical expertise and moral beliefs. The book's release has received widespread acclaim, resonating with audiences in both medical and spiritual communities. Its success highlights Dr. Pickering's unique ability to capture the human side of healthcare while addressing universal themes of faith and hope. Walk in Faith and Medicine is available exclusively as a Kindle edition and is already being hailed as an inspirational must-read. Congratulations to Dr. Kedrick Pickering. Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local as well as regional scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
That's just not cricket.
No sweat, you with CG. Remember my street dance battle against Seamus O'Leapsy? I went on to win the title Miss Irish-ish, set to perform at nursing homes around the world. Then this happened. Seamus on you, Seamus. Anyway, I was covered. Let's bounce.
Comprehensive motor cover for damage and more. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Just give me my service. Yeah. Just give me my service.
Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. It's an orange Christmas with CCT as they gear up for the second annual hosting of the CCT Christmas Extravaganza. We now take you over to the CCT flagship store where 284 Media's Jaka Wooding has more on this special report.
Thanks, Ron. Now, it is Christmas in Tortola, but more specifically, it's Christmas at CCT. And what's better than an orange Christmas? I mean, what? Okay, so we're heading straight back to the studio. Quick cut, but let's see, we have some breaking news.
Boom, ha ha, you guys think it was Ron, but it ain't, it's me, Big Nasty. I'm here today to tell you about the CCT Extravaganza. That's the CCT Extravaganza, I repeat. Come on, it's going down this Saturday, the 21st of December, 2024. We're gonna have stuff for your kids, such as bouncy castles, PS5, you name it, we have it. Then we're gonna have the Tat Wars, Tat Eating Competition. Come on, guys. $750 for the winner. The winner gonna get $750 cash right after you win. Come on, then Christmas is there. You know what you can do with $750? Come on, man. Right now I'm sad. You know why I'm sad? Because I'm the reigning champion of the Tat Wars, and I can't make it this year, man. So I'm sad. I'm sad because that $750 was mine. Automatic, you know? But I'm here to endorse someone to come out and try to win the $750. To enter, you only have to be a 60 postpaid customer, LT customer, 60 Fire customer, and then $750 is there. You can choose what you want to do with it. You can go shopping. You can do whatever you want with it. It's cash on the spot. Here what? 60 is we. 60 is me. 60 is all of we. Boom, I'm out.
The stage is set for an exciting and unforgettable evening of talent, grace, and Caribbean pride as 13 exceptional teens from across the region compete for the prestigious Haynes Smith Miss Caribbean Talented Teen title. This year's highly anticipated event will, of course, be featured here in the British Virgin Islands on Sunday, December 29, 2024 at the Multipurpose Sports Complex beginning at 7 p.m. The pageant promises to be an extraordinary celebration of the Caribbean's most promising young women who will showcase their exceptional skills in a variety of categories, including performing arts, public speaking, and cultural expression. It is our pleasure here at 284 Media to introduce you to the contestants for this year's pageant in the lead-up to the grand event. This evening, we meet Samantha AUDAIN from Turks and Caicos Islands.
My name is Samantha Andine, proudly representing the Turks and Caicos Islands for the first time in the 42nd Haynes Smith Caribbean Cultural Queen pageant, happening in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. December 29th, come and watch me showcase our beautiful Turks and Caicos rich culture with other beautiful young ladies from across the Caribbean, showcasing our culture, talent, and unique beauty. Thank you.
Tickets for the event can be purchased at Hazim's Beauty Supply Store on Tortola and Soul to Soul, 546 Stove Tier Grade, St. Thomas, as well as through WhatsApp at 284-499-2700 or by email at misshainesmithbvi@gmail.com. For those unable to attend in person, the pageant will be streamed live via pay-per-view, allowing viewers from across the Caribbean region to join in the excitement. It will also be available exclusively on channel 284 Media on CCT Live. On the regional scene, Caribbean Airlines announces the launch of its highly anticipated Kingston to Fort Lauderdale route, reaffirming the airline's commitment to connecting the Caribbean and its diaspora. In early 2025, the flight frequency is expected to increase following regulatory approval. And now the inaugural flight took off on December 17th, offering travelers the convenience of 3 weekly services. This reintroduced service is a direct response to customer feedback, highlighting Caribbean Airlines' dedication to putting its customers at the heart of its operations. Speaking at the launch, Caribbean Airlines CEO Garvin Madera stated, and I quote, "Caribbean Airlines takes pride in being a bridge for the Caribbean and its diaspora. Fort Lauderdale is home to a vibrant Jamaican community, and this service reinforces our promise to bring the Caribbean closer, connecting families, friends, and businesses, while offering seamless travel for those within the Caribbean who view the diaspora as an extension of their home." The Kingston-Fort Lauderdale route is part of the Caribbean Airlines' broader growth strategy, which in 2024 included new routes to Martinique, Guadeloupe, Tortola, as well as Puerto Rico. This marked the re-establishment of connections across the French, Dutch, Spanish, as well as English-speaking Caribbean, an ambitious move that underscores the airline's mission to unite the region and its people. As part owner of Caribbean Airlines, Jamaica holds a special place in the company's story. The airline has consistently demonstrated its commitment through initiatives like the partnership with the Jamaica Tourist Board, hosting familiarization tours to promote the destination, as well as serving as the presenting sponsor for iconic cultural events like Reggae Sumfest. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com and on our WhatsApp channel, as well as to like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. Do have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Thursday's wish to everyone. Goodbye.